How does long-term care fit into someone's retirement strategy? Probably one of the most critical decisions that they need to make that very few people, number one, want to talk about, but very few people plan for, is what's known as long-term care. And the very definition of long-term care, I won't go into the nitty-gritty details, but there are 6 daily living activities that they basically function, all of us as we're mobile and take care of ourselves. But if 2 of them, say you can't get out of bed or you can't feed yourself or you can't go to the bathroom on your own, all of those would be considered a daily activity that you should be able to do. But when or if that happens in someone's life, then they would be known to have a situation that if they had a long-term care policy, they would qualify for a benefit. And essentially, people think of that as nursing facilities, rest homes, or however we want to talk about it. It's much more involved than that. So there are other things that go along with full skilled nursing care. There's different levels as well. But one of the things that you want to make sure of is that you prepared a strategy for that expense. What we see people not do is have thought through that particular time in their life, because almost every one of us is going to reach that age when we can't take care of ourselves. One of the things, after doing this for over 30 years, I've seen time and time again is the matriarch or the patriarch of the family that has got, kids, grandkids, 3 or 4 different families involved, trying to support whatever that cost is to take care of them for that last little long-term portion of care that they need. And it literally breaks every single family. Where, had it been strategized and thought about on the front end, there are a number of things that you can do with a long-term care policy, albeit either insurance, through an annuity, or through just regular life insurance. There are a number of vehicles that we can look at, but ignoring it and thinking it's not going to happen is never one of the good decisions to make. All of us have that, and the earlier that we make that decision to plan for it, the less expensive it's going to be. Some of the new products that we see get tied with annuities are really, really good, because it gives you all of that growth and accumulation you want in an annuity, with the benefit of knowing you've got that part of the long-term care equation taken care of. But it's always a conversation that we have with our clients, because it's one of the things, outside of a few people on this earth, we're all going to go by the way of the grave. I think Jesus, Elijah, and Enoch are the only ones that did get called up, but maybe I do, but I don't know, maybe you do. But if you don't, you're going to have to deal with long-term care at some level too. Yeah. The statistic that says 70% of all seniors 60 and over will need long-term care is based on the fact that the ratios that they're looking at right now. Let me just back up and just talk about population growth. So the baby boomers are now coming into the full level of population. They represent about 1/3 of our population in the United States, which is one of the bigger segments that's there. Well, that's also the older population, which means we have more people now, and they're living longer, and we have more things that is going to be required to keep them healthy because of technology, because of the things that we know now, all of which is where that 70% number really is. The reality is it's probably bigger than that. And the more interesting thing is, most of those 70% people, if they have a choice, do not want to finish aging in a nursing home or skilled nursing facility. They want to do it at home. So those are usually conversations that we have about how we want to handle that. But ignoring one of those decisions of how you want to deal with it is probably not a good idea, because I think we're all going to have to deal with that one day.